Welcome to 100 Days of QuantConnect the C edition. I'm really glad you're here because over the next 100 days, you and I are going to build something together. Not just knowledge sitting in your head, but actual working trading algorithms that you write, run, and understand from the inside out. Let me tell you how this course is structured, because I think once you see the shape of it, you'll understand exactly why it works. This course is split into two kinds of days: theory days and practical days. About 30 of your 100 days are theory days. These are the days where we slow down and we really sit with a concept. What is an indicator? What is a market order? What does initialize actually do behind the scenes before any trading even begins? On these days, I'll walk you through the idea, give you an analogy to anchor it in something familiar, and then check that it's actually landed before we move on. And about 30 of your 100 days are practical days. These are hands-on. This is where you open up the editor and you actually write the code. Real code signatures, real parameters, real working examples. And on these days, I'll often hand you something with a piece missing, a skip, and ask you to fill it in yourself. Because the truth is, you don't really learn to code by watching someone else do it. You learn by doing it yourself with someone right there beside you when you get stuck. Now here's the thing I really want you to notice. These two types of days, theory and practical, they alternate, back and forth. Concept then code, concept then code. I did that on purpose. If this course were 30 straight days of theory, you'd start glazing over. Too much abstraction, no chance to apply it, and it just doesn't stick. And if it were 30 straight days of code with no grounding, you'd be copying syntax without understanding why any of it works, which means the moment something breaks, you'd be lost. So instead, we go back and forth. You learn an idea, and almost immediately, you get to use it. That rhythm is what keeps this course interesting, day after day. You're never doing the same kind of work for too long, and you're never far from applying what you just learned. Now let's talk about what we're actually building toward. The goal of this course is simple to say, but it's a real goal. By the end of 100 days, you will be able to read, write, and understand a complete trading algorithm in QuantConnect, using C# from the very first line of initialize, all the way through backtesting it and reading the results. We start at the absolute foundation. What is a trading algorithm, really? What is initialize? What is on data? How do you add an asset to trade? From there, we build outward. We configure your algorithm properly. Cash, dates, brokerage models. We expand the kinds of assets you can trade. Forex, crypto, CFDs. We bring in indicators and consolidators and ways of filtering entire universes of assets. We learn to schedule events so your algorithm can act at exactly the right moment. And we learn to actually place orders, run backtests, and read logs like someone who knows what they're looking at. This course is also genuinely interactive. It's not just me talking at you for 100 days. Along the way, there are exercises, checks, little moments where you pause and confirm, yes, I actually understand this before we move forward. There are review days, built in regularly, where we look back at what we just covered and make sure it's solid. And there are roadmap days, where I show you exactly what new doors just opened up because of what you learned. And then, starting on day 70, everything changes. From day 70 onward, we stop learning isolated pieces and we start building complete strategies. Real ones. I'll show you the idea behind each strategy first, the actual reasoning, the logic, why someone would build it this way. Then I'll show you how to write it piece by piece. We'll initialize it properly. We'll build out the on-data logic together. We'll run it as a backtest. And this part matters a lot, we'll read the logs and the charts together and actually talk about what happened. Not just whether it made money, but why it behaved the way it did. We'll build a buy and hold strategy, the simplest baseline there is. Then a simple moving average crossover strategy, which reacts to shifting momentum. Then a Donchian channel breakout strategy, which watches for price breaking out of its recent range. Three completely different philosophies, three completely different ways of reading the market, and by the time you've built all three, you won't just know how to code them. You'll understand how to think like someone who builds strategies for a living. So that's the shape of these 100 days. Theory and practice, woven together so you never get bored. Steady progress, checked along the way, with regular moments to look back and see how far you've come. And a real payoff at the end, 30 days of strategy building, where everything you learned finally comes together into algorithms you wrote yourself, end to end. I'm excited for you to get started. Let's begin day 1.